Good morning. It is day 3, very early in the morning, well, 7:40. But we did not do a recap of yesterday, which was day 2. So day 2, we woke up and went to sleep on the boat. It was our one absolutely full day on the sailboat. And let's see, we woke up and they motored us over to a particular island where they let us off, and we, with the guide, hiked across the island while Armando, the ship's captain, brought the ship around to where we would end up on the hike. So, you want to talk a little about that?
Oh yeah, so we hiked through the jungle. We found a few lost shoes.
Lots of lost shoes. They should call this, instead of Costa Rica, Costa Zapata, because there are lost shoes everywhere, which thank goodness, because my sandal broke and I was able to find a right side flip-flop to go with my left side functioning sandal. So thank goodness for the Costa Zapatos.
So we made it through the jungle, did a little swimming on the beach on the other side, and then we found a place that had some kayaks, and we took the kayaks out, and we did a little open water kayaking for a little bit. I don't know, maybe an hour or so.
Yeah, maybe an hour and a half. And it was interesting because where we came out was like this, a resort under development, so it's not fully a resort yet, I guess. And so it was just like the owners and the workers there, and our guides knew them. Like, I guess they just know them already. And so they just had some kayaks laying there, and they're like, "Can we take the kayaks?" And they're, yeah. And so it was different. It wasn't like a place you go up and pay to use a kayak. It was just they had kayaks there and they let us use them. And the same with the coconuts. They like chopped the coconut and let us just have the coconut water, but there was no even exchange of money at all for that. So I imagine we'll just roll that up in the tip to our guides.
But yeah, so after we got the kayaks, we went around. The plan was we kind of stayed in this cove pretty much all day, and we went out for a little bit just to come back. But we took an excursion out. We were going to go sailing in the afternoon after we had lunch. Couldn't find much wind, but we did happen to find the fishing poles.
Yes, I was so excited when Josue came out of the boat with 2 big giant fishing poles, and they took us out to the edge where we were away from all the islands and more like in the open sea and huge rolling waves, which to me, it appeared like there was plenty of wind. I mean, what was making the waves? But it just must be different with a big sailboat, because they even had they at least had the back sail up, but they were still motoring. But we were able to fish off the back, and that was really, really fun.
Oh yeah, we caught caravel jack, 2 of them, 3 of them maybe. We let a couple
3.
of them back.
We caught 3.
Yeah.
Because we let 2 go.
Then we caught a tuna as well. But
yes.
That made for a good dinner for everybody.
Yeah, it was the biggest fish I've ever caught in my life.
Oh yeah.
And so the first time I got one on the line, I was afraid I was going to lose it, so I passed the line to Josue and he reeled it in. Well, after I had my big jack and was like, all right, I've got a fish, then the next bite, I was like, I'm going to see if I can reel it in myself. And it was such a struggle to reel it in, but I did, and then we let that one go back free because we had enough to eat.
Yeah, and you know, we kind of fished for a little bit on the way back in, but I think they kind of knew where the schools would be out there on the kind of on the open water. And we happened to get a few, so it was great timing. We had a great afternoon, and then we kind of wrapped it up that evening by coming back. And once it got dark, we went to another cove by a little bit of like a speedboat.
Yes, so a speedboat came along and picked us up along with Mike, our guide, and we hopped in the speedboat. We had to wait until 7 o'clock because it gets dark really early here. So 7 o'clock, it was pitch black dark, and we get on this boat full of other Costa Ricans. They're all speaking Spanish, and Mike, our guide, kind of takes over the boat and starts giving the tour, and it was kind of neat. We only had like a 5-minute ride to this other cove, but then tell them what was there.
So the whole plan was to wait around this till the evening, and then we would basically go swim with this bioluminescent plankton.
And so I'm thinking, really, how bioluminescent is it? Like, I didn't have my expectations very high. I was blown away. It was awesome. Like, if while the boat was going, you could stick your hand down in the water and it would just, like a stream of sparkles. It was almost like you had lit a sparkler on fire and the sparkles were coming out of your fingertips. And then whenever we got in the water, Nick would go underwater and he'd swim, and it was like he was making underwater snow angels. You could see his arms moving through the water based on the bioluminescence of the plankton. It was really, really cool.
Oh yeah, it was pretty fun. Kind of just like playing in water that glows when you touch it.
It was like a big glow stick, and everywhere
Yeah.
you touched it or wherever you walked, it would like ignite the glowing.
Yep. So after that, we came back, tucked ourselves in, and it started to rain almost immediately once we got back to the boat. So it was great timing. We had a little bit of rain that evening or last night. It got pretty heavy, so we had to shut the hatch.
Yeah, he got rained on in the night. I was out cold,
I was getting
sleeping.
wet. I'm like, what in the world? So I went up and closed the hatch down. We had like a little canopy over it, some canvas or something, but with the wind, it was just blowing it right in. So shut it down so we didn't get any more water down there. And then after that, we just kind of woke up this morning.
Yeah, do you want to give our audience a view of what we see right now from the bow of our sailboat? We'll do like a... And we're on our way to Tortuga Island, is that right?
Yeah,
Tortuga?
Tortuga.
And that's where we'll hang out all day. We're gonna go snorkeling and have snacks and hike and hopefully get some more sailing in before